Buenos días, soy señora Nigard. Hoy es jueves, el 19 de noviembre. Today you're just going to get one lesson. Tomorrow I'll give you another lesson. We'll just break it up in little pieces today, okay? Our learning target for today is I can ask questions in Spanish, and we're actually going to learn some culture too. So, vamos a corregir. We're going to correct página 42 y 43 de tu libro de trabajo. Esto, dentro. También, we are going to practice that preposition chant, or you'll do that on your own. We're also going to learn about some culture. So the idea of the Spanish tuna, okay, and not tuna that you might think of like tuna in a can. And we're also going to review how to ask questions in Spanish. I think we need to go back to that a little bit and review how to ask questions. And there's that question song as well that you can listen to on your own. And then your homework is going to be La Página 39 in the workbook packet, where you're going to formulate questions. Kind of use these slides today to help you with that homework as far as asking questions. I'm going to go there right now. The first one says, form 4 different questions from each statement. So you'll have a statement, and you can actually, by inverting word order, you can ask a question, or by using some of those question words, those interrogatives like como, cuánto, cuándo, etc., etc. So they'll give you some a statement, and you need to formulate 4 questions. Okay. Then also at the bottom it says write the interrogative. So you have to choose the correct interrogative word, that's a question word, based on the answer that they give you. So I think we've done something like that before, but it's more practice. And then do not forget that Quizlet is due tomorrow. 20 points, 90% or better on the quiz, on the test part. The test itself, you can set the number of questions to 40 if you want to, and you can also decide how you want to set up the test. You can do the spelling, you can do whatever. So you have the choice to set that test up how you like. Then you also need to complete 3 more activities. So let's get going. Here's that little Dias de la Semana, little saying and or song, whatever. It's super cheesy, but Doña Semana. So Mrs. or Madam or Ma'am. Madam Semana tiene 7 días. You can do that on your own, and then we're not going to do it right now. And then here's the Spanish preposition song. So we need to know our prepositions. Remember, we just took a quiz on this, but remember izquierda, derecha, delante, detrás, cerca y lejos y algo más, abajo, arriba, enfrente, encima, debajo, entre, al lado y ya. So she's going to show you how to do it again. You can do it as many times as you want to get to know how to do that, but it is pretty helpful. All right, oops. We're going to skip her. Okay. And also, have you joined Flipgrid yet? Some of you have not. That is listed under classwork. And please find Flipgrid, it says Flipgrid, and just join it right away. And make sure you join our distance learning group, okay? And then, have you finished your 4 activities in Quizlet yet? Click here if you haven't, and you can actually also access it through, I'm sure you probably have a way to access it too outside of this, but this is a nice way to just go boom, right to it, okay? Now, this is interesting. There's a video that I want you to watch. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but there's a gentleman that gives an introduction, or he serves in kind of a host, or he interviews this gentleman over here. But they talk about what is a Spanish tuna. It is a strolling group of musicians in Spain. And I lived in Spain for 6 months, and they were everywhere. And I thought, what is this? I thought this was like just something they do in Mexico, mariachis. Well, the tuna, they'll explain where the word tuna comes from, but is usually a group of university students who originally did this in order to earn money to pay for their tuition. And as they explain in here, it's more than that. So go ahead and watch the video. There's one minor reference to drinking, but it's quick, and it's just so you know, it's just ignore that, okay? All right. There. Okay. So, oops, we're going to skip through that. All right. So, this is something we're doing in class right now. It says write a description of what you see in each picture given, using given the verbs. Also mention whether you like the activities or not. So all you would have to do is look at these two people. So the example that they give you is la profesora. So you would say, this is just for practice, but look at this example. We have la profesora enseña química. A mí me gusta la química. Okay. We could say then, los estudiantes caminan, hablan y llevan sus mochilas. You could say, a mí me gusta ir a la escuela, or me gusta la escuela. And then here's another one. It looks like los estudiantes, what are they doing? What are you talking about? Him, name 3 things that he's doing. Just conjugate the verbs, conjugate the verbs. You don't have to, it's just practice, so you don't have to complete this, but it is kind of nice to look at some of this vocab. Okay. Aquí está página 42. So you can check your answers here about estar. So all you're doing is there are questions here. ¿Dónde están Cristina y Bruno? Están en el estadio. This is from a couple of days ago, but I do want you to check your work here. Sometimes there's more than one answer as well, okay? Right here, ¿dónde están la profesora y el estudiante? You could say, están en la clase, están en la sala de clase. This one is, ¿dónde está la puerta? You could say, está al lado de la ventana, o está a la derecha de la ventana. Oh, derecha, yes. Okay, so it's to the right, right? ¿Dónde está la mochila? La mochila está debajo, underneath la pizarra. ¿Dónde está el pasajero? There's lots of things you could say here. Está en el autobús, está en el, you could say, está cerca de la ventana, está en la silla. So many different things you could say. And then finalmente, ¿dónde está José Miguel? Está en el laboratorio. That's probably the most appropriate thing. Some people missed this. It says, ¿Dónde están? Use the cues and the correct form of a star to write complete sentences. As I was looking at some homework, people were missing their form of a star here. So make sure that you have all of this too, plus del here. So in comparison. So you're really comparing one item where it is in relation to another. So los libros están cerca del escritorio. Ustedes están al lado de la puerta. So you need the de la in each case as well. So you can check over those answers as well. Okay. And then there's the ser y estar stuff. Remember doctor and place. So doctor is for ser, that's description, occupation, characteristics, telling time, origin, and relationships. That's when you use ser. So really describing. And to star we use with position, location, action, condition, and emotion. So if you go through, Sonia está muy bien, that's emotion. Las sillas están delante del escritorio, that's position. Ellos son estudiantes de español, they are students, that's identifying, okay, or describing. Alma es de la capital, that's origin. Son las 10:30 de la mañana, that's telling time. Y nosotros estamos en la biblioteca, that's either position or location. And then you just need your forms of a star here. There's a conversation between Gustavo y Pablo, and it's just between the two of them, so you just answer those, okay? And then also ser y estar again, between Pilar y Irene. If you go through these, Pablo, first one was ¿Cómo estás? How you doing? That's emotion. Pablo es de Mexico, that would be origin. ¿De qué parte de Mexico eres? Again, that's origin. From what part of Mexico are you? Soy de Monterrey, that should be capitalized actually. I'm from, that's again origin. De donde eres, this is all origin here. And then soy de San Juan, this is all origin. Then we have ¿Dónde está Claudia? Where's Claudia? Tu hermana está en casa. So we're talking about Claudia and where she is, so that's location. Down here, ¿a qué hora es la clase de física? It's what time is it at? So ser. Es a las 2 del día, that's 12 del día. That is, again, time. ¿Qué hora es? Telling time, and telling time again. So all of those are ser. Then we have la librería está cerca, that's location. And no está muy lejos de la clase. It's not very far away, so location. All right, I hope that helped. Here you can review how to form questions in Spanish. Remember that you can invert the order. So here's a statement. Ustedes trabajan los sábados. You can switch around the subject and the verb and say trabajan ustedes los sábados. So if you switch them around, you can form a question. Same thing with Carlota regresa a las 6. You can actually put Carlota even at the end of the sentence. Regresa a las 6. Carlota, does Carlos return at 6? So that's how you can form a question in that case. And remember adding tags, no, en verdad. You can just take the statement and add the tag at the end, and notice the punctuation just remains at the end and not for the whole sentence. So instead of saying ustedes trabajan los sábados, you would say ustedes trabajan los sábados. No. Or Carlota regresa a las 6. Carlota regresa a las 6, ¿verdad? Okay, so that's just a little reminder. So if you're just revert, you could practice these. I don't think I put the answers in here, but you can check and kind of practice with this just for fun, okay? All right, same thing with this one. Change these sentences into questions by inverting the word order. So if Ernesto habla con su compañero de clase, you could say, habla Ernesto con su compañero de clase, or habla con su compañero de clase Ernesto. So either invert the, I don't think I actually, oh shoot, okay, sorry, I want to go back one real quick. Okay, so right here you could say, you have this sentence, la profesora Cruz prepara la prueba. You could say, prepara la prueba la profesora Cruz, or you could say, prepara la profesora Cruz la prueba. So two different ways to ask a question, all right? And then here are those interrogative words. Practice this song to try to get to know these question words a little bit better, and because it has something to do with your homework. So listen to this and sing along a couple of times. She's got a good voice. She has kind of a weird pause there, but it's pretty good. Okay.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Cuándo, when, cómo, how, cuánto is how much. Dónde, where, por qué, why, porque is because. Cuál is which, qué is what, quién is who or whom. A qué hora, at what time, a dónde is where to.
Okay, so you can do that one on your own, and it's pretty good. So again, your homework is La Página 39. So complete this, upload it before 9:30 tomorrow morning, and that is it. Hasta luego. Ciao.